to supplement the local equalization fund. Action taken, Chair. This year I've added it on the addendum, the action taken. Council management wish to report matter relating to payment of outstanding staff related has been given attention by committing to settle not less than 15,000 monthly, and further settling allowance for the period under review has been cleared. Transportation of household goods are also being paid, as well as terminal benefits. Remedial measure. Council management wish to report that we will ensure that all staff-related obligations owed to former and existing employees are settled within the possible timeline whenever funds are available. Item Chair, lack of firefighting prevention services. Cause of query. Council management wish to acknowledge the findings of the Auditor General. Management further wish to report that due to financial challenges, the Council has not been able to fully implement the services. The Council management action taken. Council management wish to report that it has been engaging Samfya Town Council whenever there is a need for fire services to be undertaken. Remedial measure. Council management wish to report that it will always ensure that firefighting and prevention services are rendered to the people of Chifunabuli district by requesting for professional help from our neighboring district, Samfya, and will continue to look for funds to establish the fully equipped fire station. Next query, lack of rescue ambulance, marine rescue equipment. Because of a query, Council management wish to acknowledge the findings of the Auditor General. Management further wish to report due to financial challenge, the Council has not been able to procure the equipment. Action taken. Council management wish to report that the matter relating to marine rescue equipment has received serious attention. The Minister of Transport has handed over a number of equipment to be used underwater transport to the Council. Council management wish to report that it will always ensure that marine services are attended to on time. This is attached in Appendix 9. Chair, this marks the end of our submission. Thank you.
Thank you, CS, for your submission. Honorable members, time for questions and points of Honorable Member for Kaumbwe.
Thank you, Chair. I wish to take the committee to page 7. Yes, page 7, on the table, I'm looking at item number 2, which is fees and charges. There was a negative variance of 2,305,578. This is attributed to the plots that were under service by Zambia National Service. That's why I received very low response from the developers. And you have since then said a variation, as an action taken, a variation of the budget for the year under review was made and approved by the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development. You referred us to Appendix 1. I just want to seek a few clarification. what informed you to budget for, if we can check page 1, you had budgeted under this vote, you had budgeted 2 million. Table 1, you had budgeted 2,619,466. You had budgeted to collect fees and charges to this amount, but eventually you only collected 313,888. What made you to budget to such a high amount when you knew that the plots were not serviced by ZNS, or they were still in progress of being serviced? The first question. The second one is, the council applied for a variation of 2023 approved budget, which is on Appendix 1. Appendix 1, the first letter is from Chifunabuli to local government, permanent secretary, asking to adjust, rather to vary the 2023 approved budget. The question I have on this is that you were audited in June 2024, and then on 17th December 2024, you applied to the ministry to adjust the approved budget to match the reality or what the auditors found on the ground. What is the rationale behind applying for variation of the budget without referring to the performance? For example, what I'm talking about is like you budgeted in 2023, so you do mid-term budget performance. So when you see that you are not going to meet your intended objectives, it would make sense to make an application to adjust the 2023 budget. But you made an application after auditors in June. You made an application to the government in December, on December 17. Why? Also, the same appendix, there is a variation. There's a Chifunabuli, being a newly created district, has got very little sources of revenue. So you applied to local government to increase the local government equalization fund, of which I heard from your presentation that the increase was granted, but the application is on Appendix 1, just before the pictures of your business ventures. So, yes, I'm looking at when you're writing letters to the ministry, you applied for 700. You said we would like to have our local government equalization fund to be increased from local government from 765,900 to 827,924. Are we there on the letter? Yes, but now look at the figure. This to increase the local government equalization fund from 765, then in 9 there are 4 zeros. So are we saying you were applying for 7 billion to increase from 7 billion to 825? This is a letter that was generated from your office. Also the same table on the letter. Maybe DF can check what is the total for the gross, if it is corresponding with what you have here. Even the net, I checked through, the numbers are not speaking to each other. The total amount is not. So, such a very high-profile letter requesting for an increase in the LGEF, and you don't pay attention to detail, such detail. Where is your? I mean, how do you? And this was signed by yourself. So
yes, you may
explain.
respond to those three queries.
Thank you, Chair. First and foremost, I've taken note, Chair, the concerns of a committee. I'll start with the last query. We acknowledge that we did not pay too much attention, hence we allowed the letter to go with this figure. Nevertheless, we were requesting for 827,924, Chair. Then secondly, on the budget for plots, Chair, we are a bit over ambitious. In our planning, we are thinking that the roads and other services will be done on time and they will be able to collect. We need to acknowledge the fact that we were a bit over ambitious as a local authority. The other query, Chair.
The other query is
The other query, I need to acknowledge to the same that we only made an application for variation after the lapse of time, which is noted, and going forward you will ensure that timely we'll be able to review our performance. Thank you, Chair.
follow up.
Okay, we go to Appendix 1, the same variation of the 2023 budget, approved budget application. Auditors audited Chifunabuli in June. And so in June, which means that they had closed the financial audit for 2023. That is the origin, that's the source of table 1 on page 1. These are the results. Like you had budgeted, I can give an example, you had budgeted under local taxes, you had budgeted 19,500 and your income was 8,560. And then you had this variance. Just like WISE or other ventures is the same. This is the closure of December 2023. Then on December 17th, 2024, you're asking for a variation of the budget from 2023. But when I look at the figures that you have varied, they are not matching with the table 1. I give an example. Receipts, there's budgeted amount, varied amount, final amount, and then actual amount. So we go to the actual. So this actual should be consistent with the table 1 on page 1, under income. The first one, local taxes, it's 8,560, which is exactly the same in table 1. The second one, which is fees and charges, 284,493. But in table 1, it's 313,888. And then the next one, licenses, is 112.8, whilst in table 1 is 149.453, just like that. I just want to understand the principles and the sense that when you audited in June, this is the result, which is on page 2, which is on page 1. Then you are applying to adjust the budget performance. You have you actually raised the, in some instances the income was increased, some instances the income was reduced. Why wasn't it peaked at audit in June?
Yes.
Chair, thank you. May I ask the Director of Finance to come in?
Thank you, Chair. The concern has been highly noted. I've noted what the honorable member has alluded to. There were errors that were made.
Another question? Yeah.
Chair, a new question. I take the committee to page 18. Chair, on page 18, appendix 35, the query is on lack of rescue ambulance and marine rescue equipment. On page 19, Chairperson, the cause of query is that the management wishes to acknowledge the findings of the Auditor General. Management further wishes to report that due to financial challenges, the Council had not been able to procure the equipment. Action taken, the action that our Council has taken, the Council management wishes to report that the matter relating to marine rescue equipment has received serious attention. The Ministry of Transport has handed over a number of equipment to be used underwater transport to the Council. Of course, the immediate measures is that the Council management wish to report that it will always ensure that the marine services, rescue services, are attended to on time. When we go to Appendix 9, we go to Appendix 9, Chairperson. Appendix 9, Chairperson, we have a list of the equipments that were transferred from the Ministry of Transport and Logistics to Chifunabuli Town Council. One is the landing jet. The landing jet, which is valued at 430,000, is non-functional. It's not operational. We go to the next list on water. What's this? Okay, I'm interested in number 2. Number 2, single deck, then open single deck, valued at 500,000. The other one is valued at 45,000. All these are non-functional. And then the other one, the last one, valued at 25,000, whatever it is, this one. It's also in poor condition. So my question, Chairperson, is that this is a council that is new, a baby council, a council that is struggling financially. And then we have the equipment that are desperately required at this particular council. And once we need these, because they are so important to the water transport, but the council receives these non-functional, very important equipment without the financial muscle to be able to repair them. The Ministry of Transport and Logistics fails to repair these, and they go and dump at a young council, a small council, without funds. In your response, Council Secretary, you said it's receiving serious, the equipments are receiving serious attention meaning you have plans to get these equipments functional. Would you elaborate a little bit further as to what you are doing about these non-functional, very expensive equipments, so that at the end of the day, service is delivered by you? Chairperson, I thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chair, for this question. Though, Chair, I will submit this verbally. One of the items that I have, my being here in Lusaka, is to go through the means of transport to solicit for funds to work on the machines that the Honorable MP has asked. True, Chair, these machines are non-functional, and as a local authority we need these machines because one of the equipments that would use to deliver a service to the people, especially those that are in the highlands, is that would need water transport. So we are making follow-ups with the Minister of Transport to help us with funds to ensure that these things becomes operational. Thank you, Chair.
Yes. Here we only speak to evidence that you have tendered. This evidence on Appendix 9 is your evidence. Is it your evidence? You are the ones who put the documents under Appendix 9.
Yes, Chair, it's one of the documents that we received from Ministry of Transport.
So you know that these are not functional. So there is no evidence here that you are making any efforts to repair them. There is no such correspondence. I'm seeing a hand from local government. Maybe let's give a chance to.
Thank you, Chairperson, for the opportunity. Just to help the witness and the committee on clarifying where we are in these transfers. Marine and water transport is a recently devolved function from the Ministry of Transport and Logistics to local authorities, all those local authorities that are in waterboard areas. Notably, as the Honorable Member has noted, that these were non-functional items at transfer. It's good to see us, as you have indicated. You check through the ministry, but we are aware that within the devolved functions, there are monies that local authorities are receiving, accompanied with other assets that are in transition of movements to local authorities. So also it's important that if you have not received any funding, you can counter-check in addition to that, because those monies are meant to, one, service, two, when it is accumulated, they are meant to procure certain accessories. So I thought that I could help your committee. It's a devolved function, recently devolved to local authorities, and there's a responsibility for the line ministry, which is transport and logistics, to also disburse funds that were budgeted for under the specific financial year. I submit, Chair.
How recent was it devolved?
It was recently devolved in 2024. These were the 5 latest functions that were devolved in addition to the Area 8, making it 13. So we expect that means, sorry?
2024, which
2024, which was last year, and we expect that the funding, sorry?
The month.
Chair, I need to refer to the Gazette notice, and I can get information to the. Yes, we take note.
Honorable Mlunda.
Thank you, Chair. Because basically what I was looking at, for you to receive non-functional, there was supposed to be some notes, some agreement of some kind. It's either the ministry that transferred the equipment would come and help you, like you are indicating, or you had somewhere where you thought you would touch. Finally, are you aware of the fund that the ministry now is talking about? Are you aware yourself? So that instead of going to the Minister of Transport and, logistics, maybe they will delay. The easiest, are you aware of that fund, or we pursue that fund instead of the other one, so that we get these things functional?
Chair, we are aware of the funds, and that's why we are making follow-ups with the ministry.
Honorable Kamondo. Yes, Honorable Kamondo. Yes, proceed.
Through you, Chair, I take you to page 14. The query is on Appendix 4, failure to prepare the variation law. I've gone through this submission. One, the biggest challenge that Chifunabuli has, according to them, is that most of the land and properties are still sitting under traditional leadership, and hence they have no titles. And also, for the sake of the viewers and the listeners out there, Chifunabuli Council was established in 2018, according to the information that we've received from this submission. So when you look at 2018 to 2025, it has taken actually 5 years that most of these parcels of land are not on title. And also, you have submitted to this committee that you decided to involve ZNS so that they are able to put up loads, which they've done, and you have submitted your certificate of completion. Not only that, but also you have also supplied this committee about, if I'm not mistaken, 22 places or pieces of land that you intend to put on title. The first question is, why did the Chifunabuli Council wait this long? To wait for the auditors to come and query you over the issues to do with title. Why is it that it has taken you so long? And also, I may wish to find out, don't we have state land? Apart from the land that you are saying that most of the land